look, there seems to be at least at minimum 3 sort of short-term possibilities, and I want to get your take on this. Maybe we game these each out. So let's say there's a very fragile extension of the current ceasefire.
Yes.
But obviously JD Vance hasn't even left the country yet.
Right.
As lead negotiator, so to speak. There could be option 2, a sort of brief burst of escalation followed by more bargaining, which seems like it could be something Trump might consider, or it could there could be a slide back into a longer kind of low level but really highly destabilizing conflict, which Trump continues threatening,
yes,
but does not seem to want. We'll game out each of these.
So option 1, COA 1, as we say in the military, course of action 1, where they try to extend the fragile ceasefire, right? For the world, that is obviously the best solution. However, the personalities that are involved in this very fragile negotiation probably will not allow it. I hope I am wrong. I hope someone gets to Trump and says something different. Now, you guys are right, talking about market manipulations and stuff like that with that fragile extension. And you know what? I'll be honest with you. I'm cool with that fragility if that's the case. However, there's only so much market manipulation they're going to be able to do here in the next week, because that oil shock that we've been talking about, that thing is going to be happening here officially next week. Okay. So we're going to start to see these prices go up regardless of whatever Trump says, because the supply is now dwindled that was already in the system.
Right.
So, and here's the thing. I think that's one of the reasons why he is so adamant on something happening, because he knows that he's been briefed on this, right?
Let me ask you though. Let's just linger on that sort of the oil glut, as it were, at this moment. That's already baked into the pie, right? The shortage is coming.
It is. But from what I'm not an oil market expert, but from everybody that I've read and listened to that I respect, it will be minimized, i.e., if you know there's a permanent ceasefire, you may release some strategic oil reserves to help offset the market. Because you know that, you know what I'm saying? So you kind of ease your way out of it. It's still going to suck, but now it's not going to be that super spike in prices because you don't see an end state happening. So that's one. The fragile, that means both sides will have to eat a little bit of crow for the benefit of the rest of the world. I would love that. I think the world would love that. And I know we can sit there and beat up on Trump. If the administration is able to pull that off, then kudos. We're trying to make the best of a bad situation. That's COA 1. COA 2, you said, okay, the ceasefire goes away, and then there's a short period of time of escalation.
Yeah.
Right. The problem with that
escalation followed by some bargaining.
Problem with that is anytime, and I keep saying this, and I don't know if the American public believes warfare is like what they see in the movies, but anytime you engage military weaponry, there's always the chance of miscalculation. You see what I'm saying? I.e., the Tomahawk strike that killed those girls, those 150 plus girls in Tehran, right? You know how the surest way to make sure that doesn't happen? You don't fire the damn Tomahawk in the first place because it's not targeted. Do you see what I'm saying? So when you think about it from that perspective, okay, let's say everybody does the escalation to try to improve their bargaining position. And instead of hitting, some type of factory, instead you hit the power plant next to it. What happens then? Now Iran's like, oh my God, they're literally going after our power plants and this, that, and the other, our life-sustaining ability. We are going hot ass mess on the rest of the country, on the rest of the region in retaliation. Do you see what I'm saying? That's why I am always hesitant when I hear people, okay, well, you can do this to improve your bargaining position. It's not going to really improve your bargaining position in my mind.